Hey guys and girls, welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat. And you know, we've got a totally different deal than we've ever done in all the Sunday afternoon chats. We're doing a Sunday afternoon chat from the Major League Fishing Championship, the Red Crest event, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now the guys are out there fishing Grand Lake today. The top 10 are fishing, and I think they're fishing for a grand prize of I don't even know how much, like probably $200,000 or $300,000. But it's just an amazing tournament. Some of the very best bass fishermen in the world. And we were at the big expo that Red Crest is having, and there have literally been tens of thousands of people come through here the last 2 or 3 days. We've actually stood right here by my Shell Rotella Ranger boat for 7 hours a day the last 2 days, signing and never even moving, standing in one spot. Now yesterday, they did come and get me and take me down to the Ranger booth, Bass Pro Shop booth. I stood in one spot for an hour and a half and signed there. So it's been an absolutely fantastic event. I am so proud of my home state of Oklahoma, the people of Tulsa coming out and supporting this event. It's been just absolutely incredible. It actually has. I've got a few things I want to talk about this week. One is, I tell you, everybody probably around, probably 70% of the people that have come through that we visited with the last couple days at the Red Crest, their first question is, how's Chris? How's Chris? How's your wife? How's Chris? And actually, Chris is improving every day. Still slowly, still little baby steps, but improving every single solitary day. And within the last week or so, she started to move her right leg a little bit. And I think it's a great sign. I think it's just an incredible deal. She can be sitting in her chair and she can pick her right foot up about 6 inches off the floor. She can move her foot back and forth. If she's laying down in bed, she can pick her right foot up about 6 inches, which honestly, about as far as I can pick mine up when I'm laying in bed. So that right leg is beginning to connect with her brain, or vice versa, however God's working that out. And but being able to move that right leg, she's going to be able to move it more and more, I believe. She'll be able to take that step, that elusive step, that when I'm walking with her, she gets up on her toes and just doesn't complete that step. That's going to start happening. She's going to start taking that step, and once she does that, then it'll be a matter of simply relearning how to walk again. And that's not going to happen overnight. It's been almost a year. Can you believe it? It's been almost a year. It was April 5 last year, so we're getting very close to a full year on that. But she's going to start walking again, and she'll be having to learn how to walk all over again, and that might take months. But she's doing good. I actually just talked to her before I came into the event today. Her and Sherry just got out of church. Sherry and Jack just got back from Ireland last night. That's right, Ireland last night. And they got back in late last night. They took Chris to church again this morning. And I talked to her. They were going to an Italian restaurant to eat in Tahlequah. To be honest with you, I didn't even know they had an Italian restaurant in Tahlequah. But she said she's going to have either lasagna or fettuccine. But she's talking much better. So the update on Chris is good, very, very good. I do have the big surprise I've been talking about for Chris. I do have that finally completed down at the ranch. Now, I will not be taking her back home this week. I'll be taking her back home after we get through with the World Fishing Fair, and I'll talk about that in here in just a minute. But we've got the big Bass Pro Shop World Fishing Fair. I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 5 days of the event. So be sure and come by and see me there. We'll be doing seminars. I'll be with my buddies Bill Dance and Roland Martin. Hank Parker will be there, Ricky Clund, Timmy Horton, Edwin Evers, Ott Defoe, on and on and on and on. It'll be the biggest fishing event that's ever happened, the World Fishing Fair. So I'll be taking Chris back to the ranch, I believe, on Monday, April the 4th. Be showing her big surprise and showing y'all the surprise also. You're not going to believe what I've done. You're just absolutely not going to believe it. It's absolutely fantastic. Those of you that are following the videos on Friday and Saturday, we call them Lucy's Herd. Lucy's not with us anymore. She injured herself and died, but Lucy's legacy lives on, and hopefully we'll be able to raise another little baby deer and get attached to that deer like we got attached to Lucy. I don't know if I'll ever have one that jumps up in the boat with me and goes fishing with me, like Lucy did, but I think that we're gonna have some more baby deer. We'll hopefully maybe get an orphan or two that we're able to raise this year. But the big thing that we have on those deer videos that's happening right now is our baby owl. That's right, our baby owl. Those of you that have seen the videos the last couple of 2 or 3 days, or maybe even might have been last week when I sprung it on there, I found an owl egg. I found an owl that flew out of a stump in the lake about 2 foot over the water. And it had only 1 egg there. Now, I've found those before, years past, and they usually have 2 eggs. So I kept checking that egg, and there was only 1 egg. But then I checked it, and the baby owl had just hatched out, and I videoed that. And the mama owl flies out every time. I've been going over there and videoing, and we just got remarkable video of that baby owl. Very, very rare to be able to see that in the wild. Extremely rare. And the baby owl's hatched out. The mama owl took a coot or a duck into that stump, and her and the baby owl ate every bit of that coot in a couple, 2 or 3 days. When I was there last, we had it on the either Friday or Saturday. I think maybe the Saturday video that was on yesterday or yesterday evening or last night, whenever we posted that, that little baby owl and the mama owl, get this, the mama owl carried a bluegill about this long, carried that bluegill in, and the head of the bluegill and about half the bluegill the baby owl had already eaten. I got video the other day of the baby owl actually eating meat off of a duck's leg. The owls are tremendous hunters, tremendous killers. How they catch fish, I have no idea. Now, I've seen a crappie in an owl's nest before in the lake like that. But how they caught that bluegill, I don't really know. But we're going to hopefully be able to watch that baby owl grow on our Friday and Saturday videos that we do with our deer. I'm going to try to get out there and take a video. I got one thing that I'm kind of concerned about on that baby owl is that the water's only about 2 foot below where that owl is. The lake is very, very low. And if we get a big heavy rain, the water can rise and it could actually drown that baby owl. And if it's all possible, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not there every day. I'm not going to be able to go out there and shoot video of that every day. But hopefully we can watch that baby owl grow and get up to the size that's big enough and fly out of that nest. Like I said, the little baby owl is only about that big. Its head is about that big. It's really something. I don't even know for sure what kind of owl it is. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good picture of that mama sometime, but she's getting pretty spooky. Anytime I get within about 100 yards of that tree, she flies out, flies to the mountain on the other side of the lake. But the baby owl is going to be really, really something special and unusual to watch as it gets larger. And to see what that owl, I've seen them bring rabbits, rats, mice, crappie, and of course ducks in to feed those baby owls. They're tremendous hunters, tremendous killers. Before I talk about the World Fishing Fair, I've talked about that a little bit. I just want to remind everybody, and I mentioned it in one of our Woods, Waters, and Windshield segment, about praying for the people of Ukraine. That war is much worse than what we see on television. My buddy Winston Tucker, I had mentioned that he talked about one of his videographers that's from the Ukraine that was over here doing some work for him. And Winston was himself going to the Ukraine in May. He's not going to be able to go now, obviously. But that videographer, he put him on a plane here a couple of weeks ago, and he flew back to Ukraine to get his wife and his 2 boys and take them over to Poland. And then he was going to go back and fight for his country. Before they got over to Poland in a car, the Russians stopped that car. They took his 2 boys, they're like 8 and 10 years old, or 10 and 12, out of the car and shot those boys in the head. They took his wife out of the car and shot her, and then they took him out of the car and killed him. This was a friend of Winston's that was right here in the United States, over there in Missouri, on Winston's farm, fishing with him, running around, having dinner that night, and then Winston took him to the airport. And now he's gone. And absolutely not a casualty of war, purely murdered by Russian soldiers. And so not only do we want to pray for those people, but here's what I want to mention to you, because I get thousands of comments on YouTube and Facebook, and if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But we get thousands of comments, and A lot of them are people talking about and asking for prayer, and we pray for people every single day. A lot of our people, on particularly our Catch of the Day YouTube channel, which is our second YouTube channel, are praying for people all the time. But can I tell you, if you live right here in the United States of America, no matter what situation you're going through, no matter how bad you got it, you may even have a terminal illness, you're not looking out your window and seeing missiles go through the air. We're not looking at our windows and seeing buildings that have been flattened and leveled. We're not hearing bombs go off. We're not thinking about or worrying about our wife and kids that we've fortunately got to another country for safety while we're fighting for our country and fighting for our lives. We are so blessed here in the United States of America. So no matter what you're going through, you're not having to go through what they're going through over there. We've been so blessed in this country to not have to fight against foreign adversaries on our homeland. We may have to do that someday, but we're well armed. We are very well armed. We're able to fight those battles. But no matter how bad you got it, no matter how bad a day you might be having, you just think about that. It's very worse in a lot of other places around the world. I said I was going to mention the Bass Pro Fishing Fair. Every known fishermen in the country are going to be there. I haven't had a chance to look at my schedule, but I believe that they have scheduled for Bill Dance and Roland Martin and me to be together at least once over there during that World Fishing Fair. Maybe a couple times we'll be together. That's one of the rare opportunities that anybody gets to be with Roland Martin and Bill Dance and me all at the same time. It'll be incredible. It's going to be a great deal for me, as a matter of fact, because those two guys are my mentors. I was watching Bill Dance and Roland Martin on television when I was just a little bitty boy. So, I love both of them to death. This last week was a great week. I did get to go fishing a little bit, not much. I got to fish Monday and Tuesday this last week. We fished during those tornadoes and storms they had here in Oklahoma. And we had one day that was the most incredible day fishing I've ever had. I was fishing with my buddy Jeff Shaw and his brother Lewis. And we caught, and I swear, this is a Sunday afternoon chat, church day, the whole 9 yards, I swear we caught 200 fish that day. 200, 197 bass and 3 crappie. And we had tornadoes going around, we had lightning, thunderstorms, and all of that. I also got to go down and make an appearance at Abilene Baptist Church in Martinez, Georgia. We had a sold-out crowd that night, a packed house, a steak dinner. We had a lot of men make decisions for Christ, and it was just an absolutely fantastic event. Great men at Martinez Baptist Church down there. Great leaders in that church, great preachers, great associate preachers. And I'm going to tell you, one guy down there that can cook a mean steak. I'll tell you how good the steak was. We had plasticware. You could cut that steak with a plastic knife. When you can do that, it's a really good steak. I wanted to mention to you before, I just want to end this thing talking about a little bit of spring fishing, but I wanted to mention that the Catch a Better Life sweepstakes is still going on. You can enter those sweepstakes. I don't have any of the books with me right now, but you can enter those Catch a Life sweepstakes. You can enter that by going to catchabetterlife.com. catchabetterlife.com. We're giving away $250 worth of fishing stuff. Costs nothing to enter. Just scroll down to the bottom, put your name and address and email in there and stuff, and you're automatically entered. That contest goes until April 5. April 5 is the official release date of the Catch a Better Life book. I know that we've got about 1,000 of them on pre-order right now. Those books should start coming in this week, I hope. Somebody told me they bought some at Mardell's this week. I was supposed to get them before Mardell's, but Mardell's is a giant customer there, so they got them before me. But they did send me one case of them. I did get one case in, but and we had them here at this expo, and they sold out real quick. But we will be, as soon as those come in, we'll start fulfilling. We got about 1,000 on order, over 1,000 on order. We'll start getting those orders out the day they come in. The ones that you need personalized and autographed will take a little bit longer because I got to do all that. But we will start shipping those books out as soon as we get them in. I want to end this thing by talking about a little bit about spring fishing. I'm telling you guys and girls, if you can get off from work, if you can call in Hooky from school, don't tell anybody I said that. This is the time to get out there and go fishing. The fishing is spectacular right now. and it's getting better day by day by day. We have some 80-degree days forecast this next week in southern Oklahoma. All over the south, it's going to start getting better. Even as you start moving up further north, it's going to start getting better. I'm catching right now. I'm smoking them. I'm telling you, I'm smoking them. I'm smoking them on the new Redman spinnerbait. Smoking them on them. There's the few places they're pretty well sold out. We've run out at jimmyhouston.com, but we got more coming in. That little bait will tear them up. We're also beginning to catch them on the mimic. I almost said impersonator. It's not impersonator. It's maybe it is impersonator. I forgot the name. We're catching them on that bait. We're catching those little square bill deep smoothies, shallow smoothies. We're catching them on a lot of things. But as that water warms in the next week or two, don't forget that we'll start hitting top water real soon. Get out there and go fishing this spring. You see the males up in shallow water. Going to be some big females out in front of them. Slow roll a big spinnerbait. Slow roll a big crankbait out there. You catch some of those great big giant females. Go out there and have you a great week this week. Remember, you make the day doesn't make you, and I sure do love you.